thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. I know Fridays in July, there's 100 things you could be doing. There's 100 places you could be visiting. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with us today. I'm Shirley Verico. I'm the curator and director of visual art here at Buffalo Art Studio. For those of you new to us, we are a 20,000 square foot not-for-profit art center. And we have a three-pronged mission: safe and affordable studio space for working artists. And you can see these gray doors behind you. Those are many of our open studios. You're welcome to go in there. We're just trying to keep this space a little bit cooler. And we don't have air conditioning back there, but it is open, and I know you're certainly welcome to go back there. We also have a commitment to supporting contemporary artists in our exhibition spaces. We have 3 galleries. David Buck, who I'm going to have wave over in the corner. His retrospective opened last month, but he is here today, and his paintings are in the front 2 galleries. Please engage with him if you have any questions. And then we have our community space, and we call that our community space because it is a space we intentionally underprogram when someone from our community comes to us and is looking for an opportunity, has a need to exhibit, that we are in a position to be able to say absolutely. And that's what happened here. Frani had written a grant and was awarded a grant, and that grant included a lot of public interaction with her work. So she needed a free and open space to exhibit the work. She also needed a space where she could conduct workshops. And when Frani came to me, I was thrilled that we could accommodate her. That is really what we try and do with this space. So although the front 2 galleries are programmed, I'm already programming into 2027. We intentionally leave this space under-programmed so when members of our community come to us, we can accommodate them. We also have a third part of our mission, which is education. We have classes for youth and adults, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today too, because I know some of you are here to celebrate part of that part of our mission. So we are here today as part of M&T Bank's 4th Friday. Thank you as always to M&T. They are incredible supporters of the cultural community, and Buffalo Art Studio is one of the proud recipients of their Friday support. I also need to put the glasses on. I want to thank our major funders, the Cameron and Jane Baird Foundation, Community Foundation for Greater Buffalo, Erie County Cultural Fund, M&T Bank, Ovation Stands for the Arts, the Andy Warhol Foundation for Visual Art, and the New York State Council for the Arts with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature. We also have to always thank Tri-Main Center. We're 20,000 square feet in a 600,000 square foot building. We couldn't do what we do here if we did not have the incredible support of Tri-Main management. It isn't just that they sponsor our events. It's that they come up when the air conditioning isn't working. They come up when something's leaking. They come up when we need tables. They are really our friends and partners in this community, so we always want to make sure we're thanking them. So I do want to have a brief artist introduction. If you've been to our events, people will continue to come in, and so it gets noisy. But I want to give Frani a chance to introduce Frani the artist and talk a little bit about her work. And then really I encourage you, if you have questions, if you want to engage with her, do that in a conversational way after the introduction. It works out a little bit better just because the sound here is less than perfect. So I want to say welcome, Frankie Evedon, and you can, Frani, and you can thank your funder. I didn't think.
Hi, everybody. Before I talk a little bit about my work, I want to make some thank yous. I want to thank Shirley Verico, who, when another location fell through and I called her, she instantly offered me this space, and it worked out really beautifully. And I want to thank you, Shirley, for doing this. And I want to thank Gary Wolf for helping me hang this show. He's an unbelievable friend to me, and I really appreciate him so much. ASI for awarding me the grant to actualize this show. On August 7th, I will be having a workshop with VA people in recovery. We're going to have a small workshop and respond to this work. And as always, I want to thank my husband, Joe Ackerman, for always supporting me in everything that I do. And I also want to acknowledge my mother-in-law, Carol Washington, who came, Joe's mother, who came all the way from Albany to see this show. Okay, so I'm going to keep it real short. This work represents two events. The first event was my own addiction to heroin when I was set from 17 to 21 years of age. I went into recovery, everything was fine. I was told that I had hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and then non-B, because hepatitis C was not discovered at that time. This was a long time ago. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but it was a long time ago. Hep C was discovered when I was 40. I was having some pre-operative tests, and they told me that I had Hep C. I said, "What's that?" They always told me that my liver count would always be a little bit high, and what's the big deal? Well, it was a big deal. And so I started some treatments. The first treatment was interferon. I sailed through that, but it just knocked back the virus a little bit. And then I went to a second treatment, which involved interferon and ribavirin and all sorts of other drugs to counteract the side effects of that. Well, that knocked me out. I was out of work for 7 months. I was kind of in a haze, in a dream, comfortably numb by I'm having a moment. Comfortably. Thank you. It really describes what that was. But I found myself in the emergency room, and the doctor on call decided to remove one of the drugs, which upset the balance, and I found myself in some sort of a fugue state that almost killed me. So I decided, when I came out of that I would not continue the treatment, but I also made a promise to myself that what am I doing? What am I doing? If I am an artist, then I need to somehow record my experience, not only as an addict for 4 years, but also the recovery that almost killed me. So at that time, in 2006, I started to photograph what I felt what the feelings, the experience through metaphor. I didn't really necessarily want to use syringes and photograph addicts. That was not what I wanted. I wanted people to understand what the feeling was, the seduction of addiction and the consequences of withdrawal and the consequences of hepatitis C that I contracted while using syringes as an addict. In 2016, I underwent a third treatment, which absolutely cured me of Hep C. I have absolutely no Hep C. I have all the antibodies that I need. And I was very lucky. There are other people who were not so lucky. They have had liver transplants, they've died from this, but I was extremely lucky. I have no liver damage, and I seem to have come out of this unscathed. But these experiences were very important to me to communicate to the general community what addiction is, what the consequences are, and to try to reach you on an emotional level rather than a literal level. So that's really it. I hope you enjoy what Well, I hope that I hope the work reaches you in some way and allows you to feel what I felt, not only as an addict, but also experiencing that second treatment that almost killed me. So there we are. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Frani. I think, we are in a moment where there are a lot of voices questioning the power of art. And something that we believe deeply here is we believe in the power of art to affect change. And so when we take that as our mindset, we think about what is the change we want to see, what is the art we want to present. And I think what you're doing here, Franny, too, is you're really thinking about that power. So bravo. I encourage you to have conversations with Franny.